Hello and good day, welcome to our YouTube channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be a fast, concise overview. Book of Leviticus, chapter 20. Let's get started now. The Book of Leviticus is the third book of the Hebrew Bible and the Old Testament. It is a book of laws and rituals that were given to the Israelites by God through Moses. In chapter 20, the focus is on the consequences of disobedience and sin, particularly with regards to sexual immorality and idol worship. This chapter also provides guidance on how to live a holy and righteous life, in obedience to God's commands. The chapter begins with a warning that anyone who sacrifices their children to the pagan god Molech will be put to death by stoning. This practice involved burning infants alive as an offering to the god, and it was a common practice among the Canaanites. God makes it clear that this is an abomination, and those who engage in it will be punished severely. The next section of the chapter deals with sexual immorality, which was rampant in the pagan cultures surrounding Israel. God commands that anyone who engages in adultery, incest, homosexuality, or bestiality should be put to death. This strict punishment was necessary to maintain the moral purity of the Israelite community and to prevent the spread of sin. God also warns against various forms of idol worship, including consulting mediums and witches, and practicing divination. These practices were prevalent in the surrounding cultures and were often associated with demonic activity. God makes it clear that He alone is to be worshipped and that anyone who engages in these practices will be cut off from the community. The chapter concludes with a call to holiness, reminding the Israelites to be obedient to God's commands and to live in accordance with His laws. God tells them to be holy because He is holy, and that they should strive to reflect His character in their own lives. This involves treating others with love and respect, caring for the poor and vulnerable, and avoiding sin and temptation. The message of Leviticus 20 is clear. Obedience to God's commands is essential for maintaining a righteous and holy community. The consequences of disobedience and sin are severe, and they are meant to serve as a deterrent to prevent people from straying from God's path. One of the key lessons from this chapter is the importance of moral purity. God's commands on sexual immorality and idol worship are meant to protect the Israelite community from the corrupting influence of sin. This principle still holds true today, and it is important for Christians to uphold biblical values of sexual purity and to avoid any form of idolatry or occult practices. Another lesson from Leviticus 20 is the importance of treating others with love and respect. The command to care for the poor and vulnerable is repeated throughout the Old Testament, and it is a central theme of Jesus' teachings in the New Testament. Christians are called to love their neighbors as themselves and to show kindness and compassion to those in need. Finally, Leviticus 20 reminds us that God is holy and that we are called to reflect His character in our own lives. This involves not only avoiding sin but also actively pursuing righteousness and holiness. As Christians, we are called to follow in the footsteps of Jesus and to imitate His love and compassion for others. In conclusion, Leviticus 20 provides valuable guidance on how to live a holy and righteous life. It reminds us of the importance of moral purity, love for others, and obedience to God's commands. While the consequences of sin and disobedience may seem harsh, they are meant to serve as a warning and a deterrent to prevent people from straying from God's path. As Christians, we are called to uphold these principles and to strive to reflect God's character in our own lives. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.